beer chat, so we're going to be having very frank discussions with His Excellency here. Always love to have to eat the frog first in the morning. The most important question which all the delegates here and supporters of His Excellency and aspirant rather, with the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar. It's a question everyone will ask you when you wake up in the morning, and you ask yourself every day when you go to bed. Why do you want to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? What do you tell the delegates when they ask you?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I want the job of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria because more than any other time since the return of democracy, I think we need a leadership that has the experience, that has the capacity, and that has the know-how to turn things around. And our most challenging issue as a country today is the issue of unemployment and creation of jobs, followed by resolution of our partnership, our federation, and then the unity of the country and security. I believe I am more suitable to confront this challenge because look at it. As a civil servant, I have worked for 20 years in the federal bureaucracy. As a politician, I served successfully for 8 years as the vice president. And in that position, I chaired the economic team of that administration and brought so many innovative changes in our administration that led to creation of jobs, thousands of jobs, a creation of wealth and prosperity and relative peace, and unity and stability. Again, if you go back to my private sector experience, I have been a farmer and still a farmer, and I'm still an industrialist and also a creator of so many jobs. I have created thousands of jobs. And I think if you put together all these experiences, that gives me advantage over some of my contemporaries. Not that they don't have something to put on the table. Each and every one of them has something to put on the table. But some can put more on the table than others. So I believe this country requires all the things that are enumerated. This is one of the, in fact, since the Civil War, I have not seen Nigeria in such a bad shape. Our unemployment rate is the highest. Over 12 million young men and women unemployed is the highest. Our growth is at its lowest ebb. When this administration took over, we were growing at the GDP between 6 to 7%. They took it over and crashed it completely. We went into recession. We are trying to come out of the recession at about 1.6, growth. Consider the growth of our population, which is more than 3%. So any country that is economic growth is below, its population growth is in a danger. That is the danger that is facing our country today. So anybody who can come and lift up our economy to a level where our GDP growth will surpass, our population growth, I think is the leader we should, at this point in time, support and give him the opportunity to lead our country out of this crisis. And look at, the park. I think I have got more on the table to offer.
Your Excellency, you're not in this race alone. There are 13 other contenders for the presidential ticket of the PDP. Now, why should PDP delegates vote for you?
Well, this is very much a question that is similar to the first question. You see, as I said, currently the country is doing very badly in terms of jobs, in terms of economic growth, in terms of prosperity, in terms of the unity of our country, in terms of even security. I believe I have the experience and the capacity to deal with these issues more than any one of them, because I have dealt with them before. I have dealt with the economic situation as the chairman of the economic team of our administration. I assembled the best economic team, and with that, we went to work, and everybody can testify what we have done. You know, during those 8 years, we liberalized the economy. We promoted and encouraged the flow of foreign investment into the country. And we expanded the private sector participation in government and tried to limit government to what government is best suited to do, just a regulatory arm of government. If these policies we had started had been continued, today we would have been in a different actually situation, but they were not continued. As you know, some of our programs in privatization were discontinued for almost 6 years. No serious privatization took place. And also the foreign direct investment incentives that we started were not continued. So I believe we need somebody who can come and continue with these policies so that we can bring back our prosperity, create more jobs for our unemployed men and women who are currently in a very, very bad shape. So the most important thing is who is that person who can bring about, you know, and offer that kind of leadership. And I think, I believe, not that I even think, I believe, you know, I'm the right man for the job.
Okay, Your Excellency, the People's Democratic Party, of course, you have 13 of you aspiring for the same seat. Should you get the ticket, how will you rally other aspirants to support you for the good of the nation, Nigeria?
Well, thank you very much. I have already been rallying around them because there is no single aspirant that I have not been to him to ask for his support and also working together. Fortunately, each and every one of them brings something, you know, to the table, different from the other. And I believe it will not be a problem for me bringing them together, you know, to participate with me in government and also in whatever capacity they feel they can support the government. Government is such a very big thing in Nigeria. Even though my dream is that by the time I leave office, government will become smaller. But as of today, government is a very big thing that can, you know, take all these individuals. Each and every one of them can bring something, you know, on the table. I have been talking to them and we have been interacting.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So we've dealt with a number of questions which have been directed to the delegates of the People's Democratic Party, many of them in the hall today together with supporters of Atiku Abubakar. We're going to take a break. When we come back, a second round of questions will begin, and this time we'll be looking at the economy and jobs.
Thank you.
It's your first day in office as the new president of Nigeria. What do you do?
Big question.
Completely hypothetically speaking.
Well, first of all is...
Day one, what do you do?
Well, I have to set up the right cabinet to help me govern.
That's day one. Okay. Yes. Cabinet on day one. That alone would go down well, I think.
Welcome back to Presidential Video Chat. His Excellency, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, will be having questions directed at delegates of the People's Democratic Party. This time around, we're looking at jobs and the economy. Nee, we haven't heard his voice this evening. He has the floor.
Okay. Sir, in 2015, the external debt of Nigeria is 10 billion naira. In 2018, it has increased to 22 billion. You are talking of economy. In concrete terms, how will you manage these debts that have been caused by this administration, and how will you create jobs for over 15 million Nigerians that are unemployed?
Well, I think you seem to have also forgotten something. When we came in 1999, a barrel of crude oil was less than $10, that was in the market. And we met less than 5 billion in our foreign reserves. And we also met debt, both local and foreign. With all that figures or low economic figures, we were still able to manage the economy to the extent that we paid all our foreign debt, and we came debt-free. It depends on the management of the economy. And basically what we did was to embark on economic reform policies. First of all, open up the country to foreign investment. It is extremely important. You open up the country to foreign investment and also give incentives to those investors. And of course, after doing that, management of the macroeconomic, policy itself is also very, very important. We were able to turn around the economy, pay our debts. I don't think it is an impossible task to do. I mean, if we are given the opportunity, and particularly if I'm given the opportunity, because I had done it before, or rather we have done it before. So I believe it is doable. Again, you know that we have lost a lot of foreign investment by the policies of this government to a point where we have slipped back into even recession now. So it depends. Now, I just want to give you an example. Look at the disagreement between the federal government and MTN. Now, in a business environment, you don't react the way the federal government reacted. You should negotiate and agree on repayment terms or payment terms, as the case may be. You don't invoke punitive measures to foreign investors because you scare them away. Now, look at the case of the other telephone company. They have been trying to sell it. Etisalat. Up till now, they cannot get a buyer to buy it, simply because, of the attitude of the government to foreign investment. So I believe it is doable. We can turn all this around and then put the country on the path of growth. It requires businessman-like approach. So it's doable.
The delegates would like to know your vision for development on each geographical zone